Well, for many who survived the Holocaust, talking about it only brings up horrific memories many would like to forget.
But for some, sharing their stories is a way of helping the world understand what happened at Auschwitz, in hopes that something like the Holocaust will never happen again. News 8's Brittany Schmidt sat down with a survivor today in La Crosse and joins us now with her story.
Mike and Lisa, it took Eva Schloss 40 years before she finally decided to tell her Holocaust story with the world. Because after the war, a lot of people just wanted to move on. Now at the age of 85, Eva has told it hundreds of times. She says it never gets easier, but she will continue to tell it because she believes it's her way of honoring her brother and father, along with so many others who never made it out of the concentration camps. Eva Schloss grew up a little girl in Vienna, Austria.
Grandparents and aunt, uncles, cousins, and we were all very happy. It was a very good life.
But at 9 years old, all of that changed when the Nazis invaded Austria.
We had actually lived a very sheltered life, and suddenly we were the enemies. The teachers and the children started to attack us and physically attack us. And life became unbearable.
Eva's immediate family escaped and eventually ended up in Amsterdam.
One day after school, a little girl came to me and introduced herself, and it was Anne Frank. Of course, at that time, she was just one of my playmates. She talked a lot. She was called Mrs. Quack Quack because she never stopped chatting.
Eva and Anne knew each other for about 2 years until both families went into hiding.
We had to disappear because about 10,000 young people got a call-up notice to be transported to Germany to work in German factories.
Eva's brother and Anne's sister were called up, but their families decided to run instead. Eva's family went into hiding for about 2 years.
In May 1944, we were betrayed by a Dutch nurse who was a double agent.
Eva and her family were immediately arrested and questioned. They wanted to know who helped them hide for so long.
So they beat me up very badly and then threatened they would kill my brother if I wouldn't tell them. But I luckily didn't know.
After questioning, the boys and girls were split up and sent to Auschwitz, where they knew people were being killed.
At that time I was just 15, and we really thought it was our last hour on earth.
The Nazis split Eva's unit into 2 groups. She calls it a selection, where some were chosen to live and others were chosen to die.
They told us they were going to a shower, and people stood there naked expecting water to come out, but nothing happened. And within about 5-6 minutes, they started to have breathing difficulties and started to feel faint. And within 10-12 minutes, everybody had fallen to the floor.
Eva says the Germans watched through peepholes. Once the people stopped moving, their dead bodies were removed.
And then we were told to go to a shower. Of course, we didn't want to, but we were beaten into it. But that was a real shower, it was water.
Eva was given 1 article of clothing, a pair of shoes, and sent to the barracks. She describes them as cages, stacked 3 high, where 10 people slept in each.
We all had to sleep like sardines, or 2 teaspoons. If one moved, we all had to move.
Every morning, the Nazis took roll call for 2 hours. They were given a little bit of liquid for breakfast, and then they were sent to work.
All outdoor, physical, very, very heavy labor. And no break the whole day.
After work, the Nazis took roll call again for 2 hours, and everyone was given dinner, a piece of bread.
Some people ate it all up, some kept half for the morning, and you slept on it because you know you had nowhere to put it. But very often the people next to you ate it away under your head.
Every day, Eva feared for her life.
We just tried to survive. We really had to use all our strengths, all our energy, all to try to get through every day.
Eventually, Eva was separated from her mother.
He put her aside with 40 women from our transport at the time. And those women were taken to a death block waiting to be gassed. And I thought my mother has been killed.
3 months later, Soviet forces entered Auschwitz and freed the prisoners. Eva's father and brother died. But to her surprise, her mother survived.
Was able to be reunited with her, and that's when we were liberated together.
Eva credits luck and strength to her story of survival. She says there isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't think about the past.
I have suffered a lot, especially the loss of my family, even the loss of where I lived, my country. I used to love Austria.
But she hopes the past is able to inspire the future and encourage the world to end genocides and racism, to make it a better place.
This has to change. We have to find a solution. We have to give everybody a chance to, and I try to do a little part to help to achieve this.
Eva is often referred to as Anne Frank's stepsister. During the Holocaust, Otto Frank, Anne's father, was the only one to survive in the family. After liberation, Otto and Eva's mother fell in love and got married, both of them living into their 90s. Eva lives in London now and has been married for 62 years with 3 children and 5 grandchildren.
Thank you, Brittany. Eva will be telling her story tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Viterbo University Fine Arts Center main theater.
If you can't make it to the event, we will be rebroadcasting that Eva Schloss's story on Sunday, May 3rd at 11:05 p.m. right here on WKBT. Quite a story.